Hello, 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 and welcome to this week. Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Father's Talk. I'm Naaman Haig, and I'm so happy to have this opportunity to share and to just open up my heart and just pour out before and unto you. So, looking forward to our topic on today. But before I get started, let me first say, Happy birthday! Feliz cumpleaños, mi mamacita! Yesterday is my mother's birthday, wanting to wish her the happiest and the bestest on today, and just excited to be able to just honor and acknowledge her day. And love you, moms. Love you, love you, love you. Hopefully, today is bringing you truly happiness, contentment, and brightness. So, with that being said, again, hello and welcome to Father's Talk. So today we're going to be talking about your inner circle. And when we say your inner circle, those that you trust, those that you depend on, those that you lean on. In the best of times, when you want to celebrate, these are the people that you run to first. When you're feeling at your lowest, these are the people you run to and you go to for help. When things are melancholy, when things are blah, however things are going in your life, these are the people that you conversate with, that you declare things to, that you share your life with, those that know the inner workings of you, how you are as a person, who you are, what you like, what makes life outstanding for you. These are the people that you turn to. These are the people that you have basically granted and given access to you like no one else. So the things that you don't want to share, maybe the qualities about yourself that are not the best, the things that you don't want to put out there before the rest of the public, these are the people who have those workings. And then when it's something that you're struggling with, something that's hard to deal with, where it's like, I don't know what else to do. I've tried everything that I know. I've poured my heart and soul into this matter, this concern, this issue, and I don't know where else to turn. And it's like these are the ones that you go to for advice, for their wisdom. So let's start looking at our inner circles. So when I say inner circle, again, it's those that you're closest to, those who literally, when you look at your life, it's like, yeah, I rely upon them. I'm dependent upon them. I trust them with or even in some cases, you may have inner circles that are particular areas. So you may have an inner circle when it comes to parenting. You may have an inner circle when it comes to business. You may have an inner circle when it comes to relaxing and hanging out. And so those attachments, those people may be specifically for those designated areas, or you may have people that fit into all the categories that you have in your life. So they're not just somebody that you hang out with. It's not just somebody you can relate to as far as parenting concerns and issues, but it's also somebody that you can go to in terms of business ideas and concerns and things that you're having to handle, people on the job, stuff going on in the community. It's making those connections and knowing and evaluating those connections, because the simplest and truest fact of the matter is for all of us across the board that when it comes to people and dealings, and especially creating and generating that inner circle, people are only going to be informed in the things or concerning the things that you tell them. So if you don't share, they don't know. And that has a big part to play in developing and understanding who's in your inner circle. Because one thing that also has to happen, and only you can make this determination, do they qualify? Honestly, ask yourself, do they qualify? What is your criteria? Yes, you need to have a criteria, almost like a job application. You need to qualify for the job before you can get it. Before you enter into my inner circle, What are my requirements? What is it that I'm really going to need you to have in order to make you part of my inner circle? Because the fact of the matter is, everybody doesn't need to be there. So if you're a person that likes to share everything on Facebook, you've got a large inner circle. Why? Because you're divulging everything. There's nothing hidden. There's nothing. And I'm not saying that you have to be a person of secrets, but there has to be a part of you that everybody doesn't know about. And why? Because you have to be able to build trust in contacting and going before people. I mean, do you want to be one of these people that when you share something deep, dark, and hard and difficult, that when somebody else gets a hold of it, they're going to run and go and share or put you out there on blast before everybody else? Is that what you want? Is that where you want your life, your times, everything going on and concerning you just out in the street, out there for everybody, regardless of who they are or where they come from, to know what's going on in your world, what's shaping your life, what's making your day-to-day either bad, terrible, or great? Are we going to put ourselves, or are we in the practice of putting everything concerning ourselves out there? So literally, we're going out unprotected. No covering. Why? Because everybody already knows everything. I went to the store, and while I was at the store, and such happened. What do y'all think? Because what happens is the more that we put out there before people, just people, how many opinions do you think? You can just talk to 3 people and get 3 different opinions. So what happens when you put something on Facebook, you put something out on Instagram, you put something out on Twitter, you put something out on any form or format of social media, and people get a hold of that, and then they come back with their opinions. They're coming back what? To try and influence you to think like them, because you have opened up a door and given them the opportunity to speak concerning your life. And honestly, do you need to have that many opinions? Do you need to have that many people telling you what you ought to do, how you ought to live, what decisions you ought to make, how it is you ought to go about doing and dealing with your everyday? Look at this question. Is it their right? So then it becomes a true question for us personally. How much of myself do I want to put out there? How much of myself do I want to have to explain on an everyday basis, because I'm putting all my concerns, all my worries, all my issues, all my matters, I'm putting me out there before all y'all so y'all can just like me, love me, hate me. Here I am for everybody. So maybe we reevaluate and we look at it and we begin to tighten up on what it is that we're, or how many people it is that we're determined to have as an inner circle. And maybe you do have a number in mind, or maybe your number is already established because you have a solid group of people that you feel like, you know what, when times are tough, when things are hard, when things are difficult, I know that if I go to these people, that person, or these, whomever they may be, and however many I have determined I need to have operating in my life, that when I go to them, when I take matters and concerns to them, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. The situation that I'm dealing with is going to become a little easier because I know they're going to have my back. I know they're going to support me. I know they're going to be in my corner. I know they're going to give me sound advice. So it really comes down to, what are your qualifiers for who makes it into the inner circle? I mean, is it status? Is it success? Is it you look at them and they have the life that you want? Whether it's physical health and well-being, even mental well-being. Is it financially? They're right where you want to be, experiencing and living the life that you want to live. Is it family? Or do you see the successes within their families that when you see them with their children, everybody's like, yay, daddy's here? I mean, what is it that you're seeing within them? And again, these all ought to help you develop the questions and the criteria for who it is and what it is that's going to qualify as part of your inner circle. Because you can have people who are close to you, but really who don't do you any good. People who always seem to be in need of your help. And it's like you've learned from experience that you can't take anything before them. Why? Because they've got so much that they're dealing with on their plate. That usually is you having to help them. And from times past, when you've asked for their help, asked for their assistance, it's like, can't do nothing for you. I'm still dealing with all my stuff right here. I don't have time. I don't have the energy. It's impossible for me to step in and help you out. So identifying who's really for your good helps us to know who it is that we truly need to have in our corner or ask to be in our corner. Because even in the realms, especially in the realm of business, they usually have other people. The CEOs have a tendency to surround themselves with other people who are going to put in place checks and balances to make sure that, okay, what I'm doing is not sound. Okay, check me on that. Help me stay in line with where the company is trying to go, what we're trying to do. Because if things aren't lined up, then we need to stop before things go too far. And then what happens? Things start coming down. Things start tearing down. People start losing jobs. We stop making money. We stop making product. Everything that we were doing previously that was successful is now going out the window because we've made some poor decisions. And there was nobody to say, stop, don't do that. Don't do that. And so what are we doing? What are we promoting? What are we putting out there before ourselves concerning other people that's like, you know what? It's my life and I want to live it well. I want to do well. I want to find success. I want to be happy. I want to be content. I want my family to be happy with me. I want to do things that are going to put us in the best position to be in the best place. So I need some people in my corner who will reel me back in sometimes when I've gone too far, when I'm doing things I have no business doing, when I'm saying things I have no business saying, when I'm putting myself in positions that are not going to lead to success, but that are truly going to punish me. Am I looking out for those things, those tendencies? Am I looking at people who their lives seem to be just full of calamity? Their lives seem to be full of trouble. There's an old adage, show me your friends, and I can show you your future. How many of the people in our inner circles are really producers in life, really doing something that's amazing, something that stands out, that says, you know what, I am paying attention and I'm seeing and I'm noticing what you're doing. And I want to generate some of that for myself. I want to do those same kind of things. I want my life to have purpose and to have meaning. And I see that's the kind of thing that you're doing. So help me so I can emulate that. Mentors are not a bad thing. Let me say that again. Mentors are not a bad thing. They are people typically who have found success in a specific area, whether it's something that you are currently doing or something that you're maybe interested in. And you see the success that they're having, and you think, you know what? I would be willing to learn from you so that I can duplicate or generate the thing that I want so I can see it and it'll be a part of my life. And since you're doing it, I want to learn of you so I'll understand how to do that very same thing. And one of the primary examples of this, how depending on the people that you determine to get involved with, I don't know if you're familiar with the author, Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote the New York Times bestseller, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he had his natural birth father who taught him, he was a school teacher himself, and taught him about education, the importance of education, and encouraged him to be educated, do well in school, hit the books, pay attention in class, be a good student. And then to go to college and develop your career, but then you're spending all that money in college, and it's like, okay, so Dad, how is it that you're doing this and you're very astute and you're a high-ranking teacher, but we don't have money? So his father told him, you got a friend who's rich? Ask his dad. So that became his rich dad. So he was a business owner, dealt in hotels and properties, real estate. So he went to him and he started mentoring him. He started teaching him and showing him things and aspects concerning money that he had never pondered or considered before. And the teachings that he received, the mentoring that he received from his rich dad, helped prompt him to becoming a successful businessman himself. And needless to say, he's doing very well. He's good. Robert Kiyosaki doesn't have to, this is the same man who at one point in time reached enough success in his life that he took himself and his family and they went away and got away for a year. And then came back and went to work. He took a year off. They went to an island. He and his family went to an island for the year. So they could come back refreshed, renewed, invigorated, and ready to go. Start, jump, and get businesses flying and going again. But to be able to be financially stable, to go where you want away for a year. So to pay for the stay, food and room and board, everything that you need to be able to take care of that. So it's like, wow, how great would it be to be able to sit down with somebody who has found success in an area I'm passionate about or I care about, something that moves me, that gets my attention and grabs a hold of me, and to be able to sit down and conversate and gain knowledge and be able to get their understanding, their enlightenment on how to be successful in this area, in this field, or maybe concerning my family, or even putting things together, how to arrange maybe my life and my times. So again, I say this proudly and I say this boldly. Having a mentor is not a bad thing, because a good mentor will bring qualities and things out in you that you may not have even seen within yourself. Or they'll be able to challenge you and help get you geared up and going so that you begin to produce in different areas of your life. And you're not sitting back thinking about what could have been, but you're concentrating on what you are doing. How am I trying? What am I putting together to move me, to move my family, to get us going forward so that what? We can see change. we can see change. Things will start to brighten up for us because we're working on going somewhere. We're not just sitting back and sitting down and just like, okay, this is life. These are times. And that's where we are. No, we're pushing. We're moving. We're, as people like to say now, we're on the grind. We're getting it in. We're doing work. And we're not just settling, not just sitting back saying, okay, life, I'm just letting you sweep on. But we're picking up and we're trying things. We're putting things together, trying to find sequences of success so that we can continue to build on that success to get to where? Exactly where we want to be. And that's why having that inner circle is so important, and determining, okay, who's there? Who is in there? Because the other thing is about that inner circle, they can only produce in the things and the areas that they know. Let's repeat that. People in your inner circle can only produce concerning the things that they already know. So if you've got a friend who's a mechanic, they can help gain and give you insight into the workings of vehicles. They can put you in that frame of mind. But then to take that same person who has no experience in the kitchen and be like, okay, I want you to cook a meal or help me cook a meal. It's like you're to be teaching and instructing them more than they're offering anything to you. So knowing that people have certain areas of expertise, and if you want to tap into that, then yes, bring them in. But if it's not a situation where you can cohesively work and you're building each other up and there's give and take, not just them take, or not just you take. But there are things that are going and building and moving and launching and expanding and increasing and movement and force because you combined are about something. It's not just sitting back and watching things happen, watching other people do things, but it's about trial and error. It's about completing tasks. It's about getting up, going and doing. It's about generating activity. And not sitting back, not just allowing things to happen, but literally getting up and doing your part to make things happen. That's when people see that you're truly living. Because there's application coming from you. And that's when people get enthused and they want to start working with you because it's like, oh man, look what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. He's doing this and he's doing that. And he's affecting people here and he's affecting people there. Or he's building up his home and look how strong they are. Look at the connection between he and his kids, he and his wife, he and his neighbors in the neighborhood. Look at what they're doing to change the thoughts and the activity of people. So it's just more to consider when it comes time to establishing that inner circle. Because again, you let them in, and guess what? Because it's your life, you have the right to let them out. It's funny when you think about it, but one example to also throw in the fray concerning this line of thought is that as you're working towards this, similarly to kids dealing with parents, it's like, you know what? I can't deal with you now. Just go. So if you find that person who's like, I thought the two of us would be a nice combination, but it's not working. Cut those ties, sever them, and move on to people who are truly going to help you, going to aid you, going to benefit you, going to support you, going to promote you, going to endorse you. Somebody and someone's who can see the good that is working within you, or even the potential, and be like, okay, you know what? Here's what I see. And sometimes, whether it's good or bad, we need to hear it from those people that we're closest to, because they're also going to help us find our way, especially when we're in the midst of a storm. Because when storms get real bad, things tend to go dark. I mean, ask those people who just got done or who are still in the process of dealing with the aftermath of Ida. Ask them how they're feeling about that, how they're dealing with that, how they're doing that, because you're talking about a situation that came in and just overtook life as they knew it. So being able to have people that you can go to, people who will be able to help you. A lot of people left the city, but now they're coming back and finding things damaged and torn. So again, having that inner circle is going to also help bring you calm, help to give you peace, help to put you in a not only a better place, but the best place. And that they may just really be there to support you. So sometimes they may act as a crutch. Sometimes they may pull you up, even though you don't feel like going anywhere or doing anything. And they're like, come on, get up, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. And not limit and cut off our lives because we're only content to do so much. But we've got to get to a portion and a place where it's like, you know what? Regardless, we've got to move. We got to be determined to go somewhere. And that inner circle is going to help us get there. Those people are going to help be another encouraging and driving force to get us into the future that we want for ourselves, for our families, for our friends. So knowing who you want to have, what's going to qualify them for those positions, and then honestly, do you really need to have a lot of people in your inner circle? Because even as we discussed earlier, the more people that are there, the more decisions you're going to have to contend with. So if you're like, okay, I got an inner circle of 20. So then when you've got a real serious concern, are you going to contact all 20 people and be like, I need your help, I need your help, I need your help. I need you to come through for me, and I need it right now. So we've got to really look at things and evaluate the people in our lives. Because the truth of the matter is there may be a lot of people that are around us who maybe it just seemed like they were going to be for our good. They were really going to step up and be there to support us for as long as we could think or act on or remember. And then all of a sudden it's like, where'd they go? They're gone. I don't even know where they've gone to, what they're doing, why they left. So again, it's those connections. And people only know what you give them. So if you're pouring out your heart on social media is going to know about your heart. if you just are before anybody, I mean, you want to deal with those and talk to those who are going to respect you. Why? Because they're going to return that respect back to you. And that's a feel good for both parts. Because you're respecting them to entrust them with different aspects and parts of your life. And they're doing the same thing back to you. And so it's like, yeah, that's encouraging. That's helpful. That can also bring such a peace that it takes away from just unnecessary pain, problems, situations. So begin to think about, begin to ponder, begin to reason to yourself, how many people do I really need to be that closely connected to? How many people do I really need to have helping me to evaluate my life? How many people do I need to share those dark places, those places that I've kept hidden for a reason, those places that, you know what, not having it today, not going that route today, not going to be in a place or in a position where it's like, oh, that doesn't feel good. Oh, that's funky. Can't take it, can't tolerate it. Don't want no more of it. So let's put ourselves in the best positions to succeed. Let's put ourselves in the best conditions so we can truly succeed. So wanted to leave you with those thoughts on today. Check your inner circle. Check your inner circle. If you look up and it's like, my goodness, why have I been taking advice from these people? What's going on with me? And is my life so bad that I always have to run, holler, and scream to these people? So let's take a closer look. Let's really evaluate and see where we are and what we need to help ourselves, to benefit ourselves, so that we can truly experience great living with our families, with our friends, and have a wonderful, great, and bountiful future. So let's go ahead and begin to do that. Let's work on those friends who we really know we need to keep close, and who we need to be like, you know what, thank you for your services rendered, but we are no longer accepting you in this portion and aspect of life. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close on today. But again, be careful of the company you keep, and know that if you're keeping company with them, they're imparting some things onto you. So know and determine the value of the people that are around you, so that you can know and determine what is truly best for you. So we will see you next time. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good day. And see you later.